the Atari going off. Hello everyone, happy Friday. I've had a go at doing this, and then there's a lady who's hires a room out at the back to do like Reiki therapy and stuff like that. And so she came up the stairs about halfway through, which was probably a good thing because I was off on one. God, it was even worse than normal. So I've been that, and we'll start again. Hello, happy Friday. Hope everybody is okay, and looking forward to the weekend. And you're enjoying Eurovision if that's your thing. Got loads of titles in by those artists if you want to pop in. That's great to see people enjoying that. We got loads of records, 12 inches, LPs, some collectibles. I've got more singles in, but I've not put them in the box. And I'm constantly buying stuff in. A lot of the stuff I'm buying in at the moment is your classic kind of, you know, fillers. £5, £10, £15, maybe even up to £20 albums. You know, your Madge and your Santana and your Police and your Fleetwood Mac and your Supertramp and your Beatles and your ABC and your stuff. I was looking over there, just seeing the Jayhawks album. That's a great album, that. Stuff like that, right? There's absolutely oodles of stuff like that coming in. Who's seen the... let's do a ding for those that are no longer with us. I see that it's John Povey. What's that? Just going to look up his name. Hang on. John Povey, keyboard player in the Pretty Things, has died. So there's a ding for him. And there's a ding for anybody else you know that has shifted off this mortal coil to go wherever. Somewhere, nowhere, who knows. Awkward coffee out me, difficult mug. Great band that. Who's seen that video online? Oh, let's just do this first. Gig, 27th, Bartholomew is playing. Keyboard, I think keyboardy, styly stuff. So that is going to be in-store performance and album signing Saturday, May 27th, 4 PM. Free entry, as always. You know what we like to do here, support musicians. Just wanting to get a gig, try and get a leg up, try and give them a bit of a support and get their album played and all that sort of stuff. So that's another gig here. Got a few more lined up, one every month for the rest of the year, I think. Who's seen that video by The View on YouTube that's going around where the band members fall out? There's obviously something's being said, and one of them then just kicks over the microphone of the other one. And it's really childish. It's like end of the song, walks over and doesn't even kick it over, just kind of nudges it. It's not even very rock and roll. And then the bass player seems to lose it. And it just made me remember being in bands and just how much you could really get on each other's nerves. And particularly like if you're playing something and you play something and you get bored of it, so you change how it was played. And that would really irritate, particularly if drummers did it. And I was always a drummer, and I was conscious not to do that because you ever watch like Metallica? Lars Ulrich seems to like try and do on the offbeat with a lot of stuff, and I think it throws a song. And it certainly, I can imagine if you were in that band, that would really annoy you. You'd be like, just play it. Anyway, they kick off with each other, and it just reminded me of all the times sat in a transit van trying to wind up the bass player or whatever you're trying to do. Oh, happy days. Don't do that anymore. Well, I think I might get back in a band. I mean, I'm meant to be in a few bands. I haven't really done anything, but I think I just might get in a covers band and just do some covers. Just do some classic 80s pop covers. So if anybody wants to get in a band, and we'll just do some 80s pop covers with a bit of a metal edge, or, you know, put a bit of oomph into them, then I'm up for that. Maybe do a bit of funk, something like that. I'm up for that. Okay, what else? Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, something I've learned, and I should know this, is when you're going through old records that you have no idea where they've come from when they're 50 and 60 years old, don't lick your fingers and then deal with the records and then lick your fingers again. Right, don't do that. Oh, I've been doing it this morning. I've just done what I said I shouldn't do. And then you swallow. Woo! Honestly, should have learned a lesson by now, but I haven't. Anyway. You can see I've slight change today. I've already improved on my already fantastic, exotic, good looks. Shave my head. Oh no, I've got a new hoodie, which is my favourite band in the style of the shop. Top lads. Boom, let's get on with it. Come the gig. I'll wait till 6 minutes. We'll do the intro for 6 minutes. What else can I tell you about? Oh, did you see that thing about there being I think it was something like a sun had crashed into a black hole 8 billion light years away? How far is that? 8 billion light years. How far is a light year? Half a million miles an hour? I'm thinking 600, 700, 700,000 miles an hour is a light year. Is light speed. That's a year. 8 billion of them. You know what I mean? It's a long way. Can't get your head around it, can you? You struggle to just understand the concept of it and understand the just infinitesimally easy for you to say. Very small chance of even, you know, existing. And you sat here watching this video. All that. And you sat here watching this video. So let's just all have a little pause. Put our lives into perspective. Yeah, okay, right. Go and cast that news. What was the other thing? Yeah, going down YouTube rabbit holes. Who doesn't love that? We'll come back to that in a minute. We'll start at 7 minutes. It's 7 minutes now. So, flick through. Hello, welcome to the flick through. We'll get started. We've got records. I've got records. I've got records, and I've got records. Hope that helps. Hang on, I've got some other records. I'll just get them. Stay there. I'll put them there so I don't forget. I'm gonna have to start at 8 minutes, aren't I? Because God, flick through starts at 8 minutes. Oh, you know what? I've already started this video and then I had to stop because Cheryl came in, and now I'm starting it again, and it's 11:15. I've got to open in a minute, and this is gonna go on longer than 15 minutes. And now I need a wee. You know, you just like think I better hold it in. I'm not going off for a wee and then coming back because you'll all be talking about me. I'm not having that. How long's he taking? What's he doing in there? Etc. So right, all right, 8 minutes. Okay, welcome. Let's get into the videos, into the records. 12 inches. Erasure. Victim of Love. 12 inch. Pet Shop Boys. That is always on my mind. 12 inch. Queen Highlander, no, Queen Kind of Magic. £6 on that. Pill, 12 inch single of, was it just that? Fiver. Pandora's Box, OMD. £8. Reissue of the first Frankie. Relax. Different mix apparently. That's a fiver. White Snake. Here I go again. Global warming. Yeah? Exhibit A. Also, look at the belly's being sucked in there. I reckon I could stretch my belly right across from one side. I'm not proud of that. I did go to the gym this week. Woo! That's it now. I came out and had a bag of chips, but I went to the gym. Look at that. I've put bellies in, lads. More girdles than Ethel Austin's. Hilarious, aren't they? Some funk soul stuff. M-Tay, M2 May, Juicy Fruit, ZZ Top, Give Me All Your Lovin'. That's a brilliant album. Don't care what anybody says. And then loads of 12 inches that are all priced £2.50 each. If they're not individually priced and in a sleeve, they are £2.50. So there's that one. This is Bronski Beat. Bronski Beat. What Bronski Beat is it? It is. It ain't necessarily so. If you hear voices in the background, it's the woman who works in the Doobie-Doo Bridge and their clientele coming in for their Reiki Billy Ocean, Caribbean Queen. In parenthesis, No More Love on the Run. I bet you didn't know Caribbean Queen was actually called No More Love on the Run. Hang on. Side 1 is Caribbean Queen, No More Love on the Run. And then side 2 is African Queen, No More Love on the Run. Okay. Billy's quite clear about that message. Danny Wilson, signed by Danny Wilson. Nobody in the band called Danny Wilson. Milli Vanilli. I mean, you know, why have they been picked out and targeted, yeah, for not singing on their own records? Why? Beach Boys had session musicians. You know what I mean? Why? I wonder why 2 black men are being picked on and targeted for not singing on their own records. They've kind of become a symbol for, you know, being rubbish, haven't they? But the music industry's full of it. It's full of bands who don't do their own stuff. I don't know why they target Milli Vanilli. Because they look ace and people are jealous, aren't they? Jive Bunny. I bought this back in the day. I pretended it wasn't for me. It was. I feel like I can admit that now. 1989 or whatever that was. What was that? Was that 1990? Ooh. Pretended it was for me nan. When I worked in a record shop and said, "No, that's not for me. No, it's not for me. It's for me nan. She'll love it." That was for me. Quincy Jones. Love. I never had it so good. I can read. Well, I think I do need new glasses. Because these are meant to be like trifocal, whatever that is. You meant to, I don't know what I'm doing that for. Just got an itchy neck. Did you ever get your head like crack it? It is a channel about records. If you've never watched these before, I'm not sorry. Don't watch it. You know. You'll find a proper channel where they flick through and give you real insight into the music and who produced it and stuff like that. You're not going to get any of that here. I don't know what I'm talking about. You're going to get musings about our place in this vast, crazy universe. No more visitations from religious delegations. By the way, I wasn't slagging off Jehovah's Witnesses last week. By the way, I was delighted to engage and have a conversation. They were very engaging, and I thought it was quite telling when I was speaking to them about how they're treated in the street. And they said, you know, they get a lot of pushback, and you get, you know, people get quite, they didn't say violent, but they said quite, you know, annoyed with them. And I guess I can understand that to a degree, but I was very engaging with them, and I was delighted we had that conversation. Although I'm right. And that's just the end of it. Blue Savannah, Erasure, don't know what that is. Can't be bothered to work it out. The Source featured Candy Stanton, UB40, Jeffrey Morgan, Baby I Will, Michael Nesmith, Michael Lovesmith, not Mike Nesmith. O-Town Disco, Mary Jane Girls Boys. Dance Lady Dance, Crown Heights Affair. What was that single from the 70s with that newsreader? Robin. Why am I thinking Robin Asquith? And it was Dance, Crazy Dance or Dance Lady Dance. I've got that on the CD over there. There's somebody coming up the stairs. Say nothing, just act normal. Morning. Just my imagination, Gonzalez. They've gone. We got away with it. Mr. DJ. Don't know what that is. I want to know what that song is. It's called Dance. Yeah. Right. Production qualities. As ever, boom. Reginald Bosanquet, Dance With Me. Have you ever read that? That is absolute insanity. He's obviously drunk singing it, and he was a newsreader. And of course, I've got it in the shop on this crazy CD. I'll play that a bit. It's a good tune, actually, but it's crazy. Right, What else have we got? Fleetwood Mac, Greatest Hits. Can't go wrong. I think I've just written on that, fail safe. I mean, can't go wrong, can you? 1976 Rubber Soul. That's great condition. Bob Seger and a Silver Mullet Band. Wish I was brave enough to wear such items of millinery. Maybe, I mean, I don't really care nowadays, so I should. The great thing about getting old is, you know, the amount of F's that you give just really reduces as you get older. That's why I'm keep leaning to get into shot. Production value. I have got these cameras here, look. I don't want this to turn off, but hello. I've got these cameras ready to film anybody that comes into the shop. No, I'm just kidding. See, look, camera on the thing. It's not just to film people. I'm not Chuck Berry. What it is I'm just starting a podcast. You know, so they're all facing in with those cameras. And I'm going to start filming and record it onto this old PC I've got there, but I haven't started doing it yet. So if you want to be on a podcast with me, hit me up and we'll just talk about anything you like. Honestly, I've kind of got some ideas for some about inspirational music and stuff. But otherwise, you got to be able to talk. I don't mean just like physically be able to like get words out your gob. I mean, you know, you got to have something about you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't come on and then it'll be like, I can't say anything, I don't know what to say, you take the lead. None of that. You gotta have a big gob on you. Dave Brubeck. Using the Queen News of the World rating. I'm sure Dave used it before, being this is 1954 or something. Jazz at Pacific College. Can't beat a bit of Dave Brubeck. Or Dave Brubeck. Fairport. Angel Delight, pink rim label, which is the island pink rim around the label. You know it. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, because plenty of people watch these videos who don't know what I'm talking about. I was going to say tough. No. It's just a way of identifying a pressing and a particular record company and a whether, you know, it's desirable and collectible or not. And there's loads of abbreviations and different terms used. So Pink Rim is just a label put out by a company called Island, and they changed their labels that they pressed their records. And Pink Rim is just a picture in the middle, white picture, all the text, and then a pink perimeter of the circle, commonly called the Pink Rim label. Is it really worth me trying to explain that really badly? UK 1971. The chit chattering you can hear in the background is the other business. Let's got the booklet. Tom, there. Someone's going to come upstairs in a minute, aren't they? Tom is the bomb. Look at him showing off with that chord. What chord's that? A, something in it, but I don't know what it is. A minor diminished. It's obviously gone. Get the picture, get the picture. Playing the hardest chord he can. What have we got? Spiders from Mars. Ching. Cashing in. Woody and Bob there in the 70s cashing in. This is an album of 1970s Spanish music, and it's amazing. We're going to keep it in the shop, and it's just absolutely. I've put bought by your parents' friends Jeff and Sandra when they went to Magaluf in 1978. I mean, don't you love getting labels when they really go into a big effort to explain what the music's all about? I think that pretty much sums it up, and I think you'd know exactly what that's going to sound like by that description. Somebody came into the shop and sold me a load of records, and this was in there, and it's bossa nova, and it's immense. I mean, first off, look at the dude. Right, he's almost like when you're taking a picture in the street, and he's one of them people that goes, "What are you taking a picture of me for? Respect my data privacy. I don't want my photo taken," you know. But bossa nova. That's meant to be bossa nova. It probably isn't. It's hard drum beat. What is it? Two. Everything is into four, isn't it? In drum beat, it's like whatever you say is meant to be into four. So I need to say 7/11 and whatever, but it's, I'm sure it's like half times, like 2 into 4, something. It's hard, but it sounds amazing. Listen to get some bossa nova in your life. Eagles. 1976 textured sleeve, not Creedence. Listen to the dude, Gordon Lightfoot. So sadly he died, didn't he, a couple of weeks ago. There's another ding for Gordon. The chap I bought them off came in with a whole big collection and sadly didn't know that he died. So I had to break that to him gently and then buy his records off him. Look at that, Georgie Fame, 1964. This has got a cover of Green Onions on, so I'm gonna put that on in a minute. And I've put my little note there. I saw Georgie Fame in Pizza Express once. He had the dough balls. True story. All you need to know about that album. Look at this. This is a brilliant comp. I'm gonna struggle to sell this purely because it's got Surf and Bird on it by the Trashmen. That's got some absolute Bumble Boogie, B Bumble and the Stingers. Alright, that's getting a play. That's getting a play. Yeah. Just one of the greatest albums ever made. Every time, if I ever say the words private investigations, not that I ever do because there's no real need to, but I'll always say private investigations. This and Genesis is all the music you need. Oh, and some hip hop. I think that's a first summary. Texture sleeve, UK, the multi-squillion zillion seller, but that's a texture sleeve in really good condition with the insert. Tango in the night. What I've put here, I've put what a bag of Tango in the Night. Wasted. Heptones. So reggae in it, but I think this is like a later 1980. Jean-Michel Jarre, how many equinoxes do you actually need? Apparently 4. Apparently. Well, that's the best of. So he's obviously, I would say, oh no, 5. Equinox 5. So 1 is on here. 2 isn't. 3, 4 and 5. Well, you just need Equinox 5 then, because he's obviously thought the rest of them aren't good enough and he's done another one. I'm guessing. Look at this. Bit of Stangettes. Oh yes. That's on Verve. That's a double, and that's only a tenner. I'm having a play of that. It's getting sold, but I'm just going to play it. Bit of Elvis. If you like to go to Liverpool record shops, get down to Defend and chat to Graham. Graham Elvis Costello is a regular shopper at Graham's shop and has done a live radio broadcast from the basement of Graham's shop, which I think is still on YouTube. So great exposure for Graham's shop. Absolutely, Graham deserves it. He is a top guy and a brilliant record shop. Get yourself down there. Japan, that's 12-inch. Supertramp. I won't go on about, no, I won't tell you that story. Judas Priest. It's 11 o'clock. I might get customers in a minute. I'm going to have to push them back. John Lennon. Pete Hamill. Troubadour, JJ Cale. They're at the gates. Huey Lewis, 4. Queen, Kind of Magic. It's my own fault for messing about with the video. I think they've gone. I think they've seen the barrier and then gone. I'm off. Star Council. Steely Dan. Somebody came into the shop yesterday and they had the exact same feeling about Steely Dan as me, and they were like, it's obviously great, but it can just be a bit much. And if you listen to Steely Dan and you want, you know, pop, Supertramp, you want weirdness, sparks, you know what I mean? It just seems to be other bands. Be open in a couple of minutes, mate. Okay. Just give me 5 minutes. I'm just doing my weekly flick through video. ACD Heat Seeker, 12-inch. Chris K. Not Chris. Well, there was somebody in the band called Chris, wasn't there? Kiss, Crazy Nights. I've got to hurry up now. Got customers. Take that picture disc. Aerosmith, Dude Looks Like a Lady. So, quite a few 12 inches. And then we've got some collectibles, but there's not a ton. There's a few new bits and bobs, but there's not an absolute load. But I've got some interesting stuff down here, which I'll show you. I'll just wait till 26 minutes, and then we'll do the collectibles at 26 minutes. Sort of customer service you get when you come to my shop. I basically tell you to sling your hook, even though I'm meant to be open. It's great, you know. Right, welcome to the flick through of the collectibles. Not super collectible, but it's an interesting record. I've never had him before. So that's John Phillips from Mamas and Papas, isn't it? There's a weird backstory there, isn't there? Anyway, US pressing on that. Love Forever Changes, 1971. I think it's UK. Queen the Miracle. Yeah. I don't know why this is collectible, but it is. God, I waited years for that to come out. Some of it's alright. Queen, Hard Life, picture disc, 12 inch. Judas Priest, Priest Live. Ooh. Rainbow Rising. For some reason it's got limited edition written on it, which I don't know why. It's not coloured vinyl or anything. Holocaust. Hardcore Holocaust 2. Peel Session Sampler. Tom in the shop might want this, so he's getting first dibs. But if you're interested, give me a shout if he doesn't want it. Then, I've showed you some of this last week, but I've priced some of it now. The Faith No More Epic, all in near mint condition or mint condition, just unplayed. Epic 7-inch picture disc. Soundgarden. Loud Love. Jesus Christ Posse. More customers coming up. Right, I better round it up. Smashing Pumpkins, 12 inches. I Am One, all on the cogs. And let's end it with King Curtis. This is the UK press of it. This is the death of the 70s, isn't it? Absolutely. Didn't he walk out after this gig and get murdered? And they've used the White Shade of Pale on... What's the movie that you're all shouting at me and saying, with Nail and I? Yeah. What's the other things I've got? Yeah, look, I've got these things in, which is album samplers of U2, Joshua Tree. Not priced them up yet. I've got 3 of them. I might be getting the other 2, but they all look unplayed to me. Sleeves, yeah, I'd say very good. And records near mint. So I'll get them priced up. So if you're a U2 fan and want album promos, come and get them. Right, that's it. I better open up, get some photos, open up. Stay classy. Bye. Oh, let's try my Bluetooth. See you next week. Enjoy Eurovision.